Welcome to Barrel Brothers. Very exciting day today. We're going to do something different. So we got the new console in earlier, and now I'm on my way over to Haltech to put this on the dyno, so we get a base run. See how we go. So I don't know. Shall we put it up at the end of the episode? How much we actually got? As I've said a few times, I got 32. I've modified it down. I was 34 earlier, but now I'm thinking 32 kilowatts at the wheels. Shannon, my fabricator mate, he reckons I'm being a bit optimistic. He reckons 2 to 5 less than that. So he's like 27 to 30 kilowatts at the wheels. John, my factory manager from the plastics, he reckons 38 because he just wants to make me feel better. And Stephen reckons 50. Steve-o, man, not a chance. So, oh, a bit cold. Be nice and warm by the time we get over there. So yeah, the plan actually last week was to take the gearbox out, but then I had a show on Sunday and I've got this week, so it's the noisy gearbox is still in there. But we'll see if we can get some nice. This exhaust sounds really good, so we'll stick the camera down the back and see if we can get some noises that way, if the boys let me. But yeah, so this should be fun. So. Hello, Scotty.
Hi, mate. We finally made it on the dyno. Sorry it's taken so long with this thing.
Oh, no, it all happens. It all happens. We're here now. I do have a gift for you, which I must do this ceremonial handing over. All presenters need one, trust me.
This is the pointing stick. Thanks, mate.
The pointing stick.
So and it's this extendable. Is a Datsun, just like that. Look over there. Thank you. You know what? This car's so small.
You need to put it on the outside.
I'm going to place it here. Oh. Now we've got more room.
Yes. I don't know if he's... We'll just turn that around. Yeah. See, the seat's all the way back.
It's very tight.
It's a very small car. Yes. So the idea here today is we put on the dyno before we pull everything off and to get a base number on it.
So baseline for this thing that's still carbureted A12. So we'll give it a pull so that we at least sort of know what sort of power it's making, what torque it's making, so that when you do the conversion, we can figure it out from there and see what's going on. Okay, so the big question is, you know engines. I have a long list in the pool here. Oh, yeah.
Marty thinks 38.5. Richard, 34. I'm 32. This Shannon, he reckons 27 to 30. But Steve at work, he reckons a 50. What do
Shannon's
you think?
all right.
I think Shannon...
I think everyone there's pretty keen. I've driven A12 for a while, and I know that A12s are also in 120Ys and all of these things.
Yes.
I'm going to go for 22 kilowatts.
22. Yes.
Yep.
I think that these people, like in the 50s and 40s, might be trying to make me feel a bit better, perhaps.
Well, 50 kilowatts is like a current model car.
Yeah, exactly. This has got one little carby with a vacuum secondary on it, so it's not going to be huge.
But it is going to sound good.
Yes, it will sound good.
All right, we're not even going to check if it's got oil or coolant.
Done all of that.
Well, I was going to say because it's an A series and it doesn't need either of them.
Well, this is true. This is true.
So it's just going to keep running. So, ready?
Yep.
You got to give it to the carby stuff, mate. Like
starts and runs every bloody time.
Yeah, points or electronic ignition in this?
It's got a Petronics in it now, so that's basically the only improvement. It's standard carby, standard air filter, standard exhaust manifold. The exhaust is a little bit bigger than we've just made a little bit more freer flowing, but basically it's bog standard.
Petronics ignition, what an excellent ignition system. Really, really great.
It just works, bolt them in and they work, you know. And you can get rid of the bloody points.
Yeah, I think they're a bloody good idea if you... So, we'll turn the fan on the front. going to go across to our power screen. So, we're going to do it in 4th gear, which is a 1-to-1 gear.
1-to-1.
We're going to start at a fairly low. We're starting at about 1,000 RPM. You ready? I'm going to load into it. So I'm at full throttle right now and we're stuck.
Oh, okay.
You press that space bar.
Away we go.
And we're starting at 5 kilowatts and we're coming up to 10. We're cruising through 15. Oh, there's the second at 15.
Ooh.
We're 17, 20, 25.
It's
20.
still going up.
Yeah. It's like calling a horse race. It's pretty rare to do a power run on a car and be able to call it kilowatt by kilowatt.
It's not often you see power figures like that on this dyno.
She did get there, like eventually it did. We got to the end. Are you ready?
I love that tip. It's just on, I don't know what revs that is, it just does it nothing there for a while and then it starts to go again.
And then she flattens out at the top there, which is giving it the beans. And I'm going to say
what sort of revs? That wasn't, I was too busy glued to that.
About 6 grand, so the top is 6 grand there. And
it's getting right up there, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would say from here to here, we're absolutely running out of air. That's it. That's what it makes.
The little carby's just not.
So
you took the air filter off.
Where was your bit of paper? 26.9.
26.9.
So I shortchanged you by a little bit.
You did, but Shannon was spot on the money. Look at that. 27 to 30. You said.
Not bad. Oh, no, he's 0.1 of a kilowatt off.
He's 0.1. You got it totally wrong, mate. Yeah.
Not bad.
But nobody was doing Should we turn the air conditioning on?
It's got aircon.
It's got aircon.
I wonder if it turns on by, like, I wonder, does that turn off when you go full throttle or anything? Or no, it's old school?
It's old school.
Oh,
this is factory air too.
Turn it on, let's see what happens.
It gets cold.
We'll wait for it to cool down a bit. We'll turn the front fan on, then we'll give it another blip and see what happens.
This is, this is going to be...
I wonder if they did do some magic.
It looks pretty basic. It looks really basic. Because I mean, like the idle up is it's a vacuum line.
Yeah, right. That just opens up and away. It's cold. Feels amazing.
Oh, look, because of the size of the cabin. This is the best air conditioning I've ever had in a car.
This is like the Commodore VY Commodores. Remember those? How they had the sedan or the they had wagon air conditioning.
This one gets it and it'll blow up around the back of your neck.
Here we go. It's exactly the same. Full throttle, aircon on.
And I won't go.
Oh, dropped out on the dyno there, like too low. $5 grand. $6 grand. The dropouts on the dyno there are that we're not actually accelerating the rollers anymore.
Oh, it's just gone. Oh, that's hilarious. 24.
So let us.
So what do we get? Like it's 26.9, 24.4. So it's about. Yep. So when I'm turning this off, when I want to get away from the lights quickly, I'm doing the right thing.
100%. So in a new car, the aircon normally turns off above about $3 grand or about 50% load.
Okay.
So the compressor turns off or it by itself.
I think we'll turn that off because that's cold.
So
that's not bad.
That's a pretty good example of showing what really happens when you turn the aircon on and off if the compressor stays on and off.
That's
but there, this thing went from 24 kilowatts to 22 kilowatts, and it went from 100 newton meters to 90 newton meters. So it's taken 10 newton meters and 2.5 kilowatts to run your aircon.
On a hot day, it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That Honda Civic, guys, you're doing the right thing. Where are we going?
The power is pretty linear. It's kind of what you would expect of something that's more current. There is a big lump in it in the torque just there.
Yeah. But that's where when the curve was coming up, it had that dip in the same spot.
Yep. This is like a camshaft or an air reverberation thing where it's getting to a particular harmonic. Yeah. And the air's spitting back out. So and then it's coming on camshaft. Yep. That's all it is. So.
Man, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, actually.
How many Ks you reckon this thing, real Ks you reckon it might have on it?
That's what it's got.
Oh, It's new.
Yes, it's quite.
And it's in kilometres, 65,000 Ks.
65,000 Ks. As I said, I bought it when it had 49 on it. So 49 and a half. So it's like, it's an 85 model, but it obviously sat around for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they didn't deliver a lot of Harley Davidsons in it.
Yeah, rarely used. It's, man, all right, well, I like it. I think
It's a great little thing.
it's going to get a bit of a honk on when you put some throttles and everything on it. And
Once it can breathe a bit, you know, it's, you know, we're going from one carby like that to 4 of them about the same size. So,
and remembering it's all about the percentages as well. So where you're driving it down low here, if we can make it so that instead of having, give or take, 15 kilowatts, if we can get to 20 or 25 kilowatts there,
that's going to make a big difference.
You're picking up 50% power. It'll be like 30 or 40% more torque.
Wow.
So the thing will actually cruise pretty well.
Yeah, that'll be really good.
So not big gains.
The other thing too is like it with the carby and how it's set up at the moment. It actually uses a lot of fuel. You know, it's around 10 litres per 100 because you're just flat to the floor all the time. That's how you drive it.
I wonder. That's an interesting thing because if you're flat to the boards all the time, you've got the least pumping losses across the throttle. So you might find that that's sometimes the most efficient this engine can possibly be.
Okay.
But with engine management, we will be able to optimize the ignition timing at the same place as well, making more power per stroke. So you won't use as many strokes, so you don't have to rev it as hard. So that's where your fuel economy will come from. That making more torque, you don't need to do as much work.
Well, the other thing is it'll have the extractors on it as well. So in and out, it's going to be better. So yeah, even if it's not faster, it's going to sound really good.
I'm sure it'll be amazing. And in a car like this, when we're talking about you know, 30 and 40 kilowatts, it's not all about, it's a lot more about style than it is about speed, I think.
Well, it's surprising because the car's only 760 kilos. The long body, they're 20 kilos heavier than a short wheelbase. So it's actually, you can, once you get it up there, you can really fling this thing around. You've got no idea.
All right. Well, if it makes if you can double the power in it,
if we can double it, this is going to be a seriously quick car.
Built A series.
Built A series. Built A15. Silly cam, and yeah, I think the cam is actually a bit big, but you know, you get all excited. And so yeah, which cam do you want? Give me the biggest one.
It'd be a big choice of cams in A series, I would imagine.
Well, the problem is the blanks now. You can't really get the blanks.
Yeah, right.
So I bought an A15. And I had to do, like, take the cam out of it, pull it all to bits. I've done some high compression pistons for it. And that was a really good engine too. It was still, it hadn't been rebored or anything. The boards were they were dead square. So
yeah, wow.
The hardest, I got, Stuart Wilkins got me the bits and pieces. Hardest thing he found was finding standard A14 pistons. It was A14 and A15, basically the same engine. The A15's got a longer stroke.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so nobody had
that's
standard bore A14 piston. So yeah, but he found some. I just machined 2.5 mil off the top, and now we've got 10-to-1 compression and a silly cam, and we've got Timmy Heiblum did did the CAS for us. So
nice,
we've got that, and yeah, it's just about getting those throttles, getting the manifold built for the throttles, and then away we go. Get
some wiring in there, and we can spend a bit of time on the dyno.
I've got to talk to Wires by Dave about that one. So.
Oh, very good. Booking early with Davo.
Fantastic.
Well,
thank you very much for that, sir.
Blast from the past. Sitting in one here, it's very comfortable, very homely.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, really nice. All right, I look forward to seeing it on here with a whole bunch of high-tech toys.
High-tech toys hanging off it.
Bloody good.
Good on you, buddy.
All right, let's get out of here.
Thank you. No, that was great. I think if the car was a little bit bigger, Scotty might be fighting me for it. He really likes it. But he's really interested in what all the breathing and control changes are going to make to it. So, and drivability and, well, that's the thing, you've got control over it. So, you know, tune it for part throttle torque or whatever, but yeah, just the depth of knowledge is amazing. But yeah, what a great time. All right, back to the workshop. While I've been sort of swanning around, mingling with a hoi polloi, you know, drinking expensive Japanese whiskies, young Shannon here, say hi Shannon, has been diligently working away on these guys. So, how cool is this stuff? So our job today is to make this look a bit different so we can put all of that crap in there. Should be fun. Yeah, he's just gone up the road for some coffees with Shannon. And because I can't praise him too much while he's here because you get a big head, you know. Check it out. You guys probably don't realise how hard that is to weld up little stuff like that in between. And then this one, and I've probably got sort of too thin a material to do this. So what I did there was I machined the top off, so it's got these little bits that stick out here, and it's got a chamfer underneath there, and then it's got, where the hell did that go? Some tiny little O-rings that go into that, fit into the chamfer just in here. I can't use my pointer because it's too big. Use my pen. Just in there, so they fit in there, so we won't get any whistly crap when it's doing its thing. Now these I cut these little tubes up and all of these and like skimmed everything. It's exactly the same length. So these poke out a little bit there, so he's welded them up and then gone with the top, bolted everything together and then welded that round the top. These were sitting down a little bit low, and that was the plan. So then we go over to here and we line everything up. Look at that. Look at that. We've got the clearance underneath. Look at that. So it clears everything. This is awesome. He'll get a big head, but at least it won't be here. It'll be at home. I won't have to deal with it. So good job, Shannon. Good on you, man. I mean, it looks sexy already. Look at that. Well, I think it looks sexy. Shannon?
See, unlike the guy who made it.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It'll be great, mate. You'll love it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was going to hit. It hits this. You're right. It hits right where the throttle cable goes.
All right. So we're going to move that.
Yeah.
Let me ask the question.
Actually, it doesn't hit it once you get it on, but it's just in the
Oh, okay. It's right there, isn't it?
Right in the road.
Yeah,
but at least we get to see.
Where the PCB valve is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where we got up to today. Basically, everything's dummied into position. We've got to change this air conditioning line. Basically, to run it, we need to run it down and up just underneath. We've got plenty of room underneath there. That's pretty cool. We figured out basically where we need a fuel line. I'm not quite sure we're going to put the ECU. We're going to figure all of that out. I need to get the fuel tank sorted and fuel pressure reg, and there's a lot to do. But yeah, how cool does this look? The induction's bigger than the engine. If you listen carefully, you can already hear the dorks.